Hi, my name's Phil Gardner and welcome to Fun with Boxes, where today we take a look at another small card game by Saashi and Saashi, and that is the rather marvellous Bus and Stop. Oh, and again, just look at the artwork. The artwork for these games are just really fantastic and really stand out. I think you'd be able to tell a Saashi and Saashi game just by looking at the artwork. Absolutely tremendous. Well, this one is Bus and Stop, as I said. It's for 2 to 4 players and will take you around 15 minutes to play. And in this game, you will be competing as bus drivers trying to bring your passengers to their desired destinations while avoiding overcrowding. Simple rules where you either pick up, that's collect cards, or drop off where you score points. And interactive tactics join to make this a rather light and very enjoyable experience. Well, without any further ado, let's take a look at what you get in a game of Bus and Stop, and we'll have a look at how to set it up and how to play this adorable little game. Okay, let's take a look at what you get in Bus and Stop from Saashi and Saashi. Well, we're going to get 100 passenger cards, and all of these come in different colours: blue, red, green, yellow and purple. And these are going to be made up of commuters, parents with children, senior citizens, students, and then tennis players. We also will get 18 destination cards, 4 of each type, and that's office buildings, there's the school, the theme park and the tennis court. And like I say, there'll be 4 each of these that have this requirement on the front, and if you meet the requirement you would flip it over and then you would score depending on how well you completed this. There are also 2 B destination cards, and these are the stations, and again they have that scoring back to them. So that's what we got. What's the aim of the game? Well, you will compete to make the most pleasing bus route for your passengers. On your turn, you can either pick up passengers, putting them on your bus, or drop off passengers to earn a destination card. And the game ends when the bus stop cannot be refilled, or when only a certain number of destination cards remain. Okay, so let's take a look at how to set up the game. So the first thing you need to do is to sort out the destination cards by type, and then create piles of these in such a way that everyone can see how many cards are remaining. And also place the 2 destination B cards here, which are the station cards. Take the 100 passenger cards and give these, of course, a real good old shuffle. And next what you would do is you would take the top 5 cards and put them out. This is going to be called the bus stop. If when you drew the cards, all 5 passenger cards were the same colour, you would shuffle them back into the deck and repeat that step again. And as soon as you have passenger cards of 2 or more colours in the bus stop, then setup is complete, and the player who most recently rode a bus becomes the star player and the game begins. Okay, so on your turn, you either pick up by taking passengers from the bus stop and placing them in front of you, or you drop off by using passengers in front of you to earn one of the destination cards. And you must do exactly one of these actions each turn. So let's take a look at picking up the passengers. What you do is you choose one colour and take all the passengers of that colour. So for example, I could choose these to go onto my bus, and I would refill the bus stop. The passengers that you just picked up, you must place them in front of you in a 5 across 2 down grid, and this is going to be called your bus. Now, it doesn't matter where you put them in the 5x2 grid, and you are free to reorganize them in any way you want during the game. However, the bus has a limit of 10 passengers. So when picking up, you may not choose a passenger color that would cause you to exceed your limit. And if every color at the bus stop would cause you to exceed the limit, then you cannot choose the pickup action. Now, there are senior citizen passengers, and they are going to be treated a little bit differently, and they do not cause you to exceed your limit. And these will give you points when you take them as part of the pickup action, because senior citizens are never placed in your bus and are never used with a drop-off action. So if I was to pick up this senior citizen from the bus stop, it doesn't impact on my ability to put them on the bus because they don't go onto the bus. And instead, any senior citizens that are picked up are placed face down in a pile next to your bus. And the idea here is that a senior citizen gets off at a nearby bus stop rather than travelling to a faraway attraction. Now, when you refill the bus stop, if all 5 passenger colours are the same, you shuffle the bus stop passengers and the deck together and take 5 passenger cards to make a new bus stop. And if you still draw 5 passengers of the same colour, then the game simply just continues without reshuffling again. And now we come to dropping off to earn a destination card. And you earn destination cards by dropping off passengers from your bus. And you will claim exactly 1 destination card each time you take the drop-off action. But you must meet the criteria of the destination card that you want to earn. And here are the steps of a drop-off turn. So first you choose 1 destination card that you would like to earn, and you must have passengers that match the requirement of your chosen destination card. Each of these A destinations require 1 specific passenger type icon, whilst the B destination requires passengers with different colours. So you choose one of these requirements and take the exact same number of matching passengers from your bus to drop off. And you take the destination card and show the other players. So let's see what we've got here. Right, so what I could do is I've got 2 tennis players here, and the requirement is to have either 2 tennis players dropped off, 4 or 6. And obviously the more you drop off, the more points you will get at the end of the game. So just as an example, if I was to drop off these 2 tennis players, then what I would do is take this card and I would pop this next to me. So just as an example, I'll pop this here. So you flip that card over and you would set it so that the top number is the number of people you dropped off. So in my circumstance, I dropped off 2 people, so this is going to be worth 3 points at the end of the game. If I dropped off 4 people, I would turn it to show that I'm going to get 8 points at the end of the game. And if I dropped off 6, I'm going to get a massive 16 points at the end of the game. So I would flip this over, and what we would do is we would stack the passengers we just dropped off and place them in a stack overlapping the destination card you just received. And the next time you were to drop off passengers, so for example, if I had dropped off, say, 5 people to the offices, I would flip that over, I would turn it to the 5 people, slide that underneath, and then put my cards on top. So this is clearly visible to myself and to all the other players. So at the moment I'm going to score 13 points potentially at the end of the game. Now there is one option optional action the players can take during their turn, and that's the Skedaddle. And after the active player takes a drop-off action, then each other player may make one passenger skedaddle from the bus. Only a passenger that matches the current destination card's condition may skedaddle. For stations, any one passenger that has the same colour as any passenger that was dropped off during this action may be chosen. And if you decide to have a passenger skedaddle, then take them from your bus and put them in a face-down pile near your bus, just as you did for the senior citizen cards. And these face-down passengers will score points at the end of the game. Now, skedaddling is optional, and what skedaddling represents is a passenger deciding to get off at an unplanned stop impulsively. This is the true joy of riding a bus. Now, there is an unhappy passenger penalty, and this is in the rare cases you may be unable to perform the pickup action and also unable to do the drop-off action. And in this case, you must instead make one or more passengers into unhappy passengers and receive a penalty. And the discarded cards are placed face up and rotated on their side and placed near your bus. So take care not to mix these up with any other piles of cards you've discarded to make sure you know these are the unhappy passengers. So finishing the game. Now, if either of the following two conditions is true at the end of any player's turn, then the game is nearly over and a final round is begun. So after picking up, if the bus stop can't be refilled to 5 cards, this will trigger the end of the game. Or after dropping off, if there are a total of 6 A and B destination cards remaining. The final round, each player, including the player who just finished their turn, takes one final turn and then the game ends. And the player who triggered the end of the game will always play last. And during this round, you may only perform the drop-off action, including any corresponding skedaddle actions. Any player that is unable to perform the drop-off action must instead pass. And a player who passes simply does nothing. If you can perform the drop-off action, then you cannot choose to pass. And now for the scoring. Each player will total up their points as follow. So you would get points from your destination cards, then you'll get points for elderly and skedaddled passengers, and for each face-down passenger placed next to your bus, you would gain 1 point. And then there's a depot bonus. If you have no passengers in your bus at the end of the game, then you earn a 3-point bonus. And then we come to the unhappy passenger penalty. For each passenger that became an unhappy passenger, we would lose 1 point. And the player with the highest total score wins. In a case of a tie, the player with the fewest elderly and skedaddled points wins. And if the tie persists, then the tied players all win. So that's how you play this rather wonderful and charming game. Well, there you have it. Bus and Stop. What a cracking game. What a lovely, simple, easy to play game with a little bit going on with it. More than what the simple rules would otherwise indicate. You can't overfill your bus. When do you pull the trigger and take those people to where they want to go and drop them off and collect the points? Obviously, the more people you've got on your bus that want to go to a certain location, the more points that you will get. But do you keep trying to wait to fill your bus with the cards you need? Or do you crack a bit earlier and go and take them to their destination but get a lower points reward? Or this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful game. It's simple and it's wonderful. I really, really have enjoyed playing this game. And yet another Saashi game which is absolutely superb. And again, I must give this one another big Fun with Boxes thumbs up. This really is an adorable, adorable game. Well, I do hope you enjoyed taking a look at this from me. If you did, please consider hitting the old like button and also hit that subscribe button if you would be so kind, because that would really help to grow the channel. And in the meantime, as always, thanks so much for watching. Please do take care, and bye for now.